watching Dota is the better for it. When teams just kind of suck a little, you know?
Someone from the bottom will rise to the top. Someone from the top will fall to the bottom. The circle will complete itself. You just pray it's not you. Or unless you're one of the teams going up.
Well, in this matchup, there's definitely one team that is closer to the top than the bottom.
That's why I'm bringing it up. I think a lot of people would not have favored XG in this series.
Yeah.
Even though they gained some momentum out of that group stage, they looked a lot shakier, where Spirit looked like one of the top dogs in that, you know, paper, scissors, rock.
Oh my God.
Okay.
They just out-clicked Xtreme on all four.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think not a lot of people would have taken XG in this BO3.
They'd be right.
So I think they have some work to do to prove themselves in this series. However, new patch probably helps them. I think Spirit were pretty established with what they were going to play, and now you throw this mega wrench into the box of tools, and who the hell knows what's going to come out of that and be broken. I think players basically always underestimate how much a patch changes things, and always overestimate how much it changes things.
Would you like to explain that statement?
Basically, I think when a patch drops, people look at the changes and they overestimate how much it's going to change their hero. You know, they'll go to the Viper, oh, he got this change, or the Tree Protector,
2
whatever.
less mana cost per each orb. That's crazy. I'm going to be able to throw at least 5 more orbs in lane.
No, but even some of the heroes that get reworked, it's like, oh, is this Lone Druid going to come out? Is this hero going to come out? Everything's different. And then there's always these guys who's like, nothing's changed because none of my heroes got affected, blah, blah, blah. But all of these small things have a ripple effect, and that ends up changing the meta weeks, a month down the line into what will actually develop, which no one ever gets right. I've never seen anybody predict what the meta is a month from a patch day.
Okay. So maybe Viper carry isn't the new hotness. But maybe because Viper carry is being picked, it means that we see some different offlaners.
Exactly.
The offlane pools start cycling out. Because many of the offlaners didn't get touched, but if there are different heroes that they're laning against,
exactly,
it does shake up that pool.
Heroes that cycle in and out open up other opportunities as
nice snipe.
Beautiful Sunstrike.
He didn't have a setup for that.
Nope. Just ran him down with some impalement. I don't know why I said it. Implement arts. Got to implement the impalement arts here, but not a lot of early stuns for the Sunstrike, but they do have a lot of slows and some like minor stuns with Whip, Bounty Hunter, whatever. So maybe get some of them cooking here. Ultimately, what I do like is Yatoro on this Weaver. This is a really good Weaver game. Super good. Yes. And I think it's going to cause XG problems because he has heroes to go in frontline for him. He has a save in the Ringmaster that can bail him out of the limited stuns XG have. And he has Invoker to help buff him up later. Alacrity got buffed. Gotta keep that in mind. So, to me, this does look like a game I would put more confidence in the Weaver carrying it than the Viper. However, this Viper could have a ridiculous laning stage with Warlock backup against double melee offlane from Spirit. I expect XG to do really well in the lanes here.
What I love about the Weaver is that the counters to the Weaver in Xtreme's roster, it's one item pickup. Just get a Linken's, right? Stop the global charge, which also may stop the lasso initiation. That's the only real threat that Weaver has in this game.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Other than you just can't sit there and man fight the heroes back.
Sure.
Can always happen. But I like his odds here. I like his odds. I think Spirit are confident. I think that's when they feel comfortable is when they have Yatoro on the end-all be-all hero in the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of their MO. And what we saw from XG at TI that was really successful for them is when they put themselves in that similar type of position where they had Ame on one of the end-all be-alls in the game and they could play a little bit slower and methodically build a lead. I think they suffered when teams either played too fast for them or just had the better scale.
Charges coming in with the slight chains. Laurel in big trouble. Gets the cold snap onto FY, but the blood grenade is still going to land and nothing to say. Tick out, tick out. Oh,
he's in trouble.
Tangos keep him alive. Little quad switch action, and instead it's nothing to say to die to the Forge Spirit. Well, Laurel has gotten 2 kills out of lane, so he is a happy, happy boy.
Super heads up TP from Panto. His Ringmaster's really strong in this laning phase, so a great hero to bail out dives on the Invoker. And FY struggling to find his mark here in the laning phase. Doesn't want to go bottom now. He's charging top. This will connect. But But he can TP in theory. Or maybe he can't. Too much damage. Oh, he's just gonna tick out. Okay. Yeah, that Shadow Word did a number on him.
It certainly did. So, going back to Xtreme, Ame, typically they want him on the be-all, end-all hero.
That's just how he plays individually, too.
Sure.
Every team Ame's been on, he wants to be the hardest carry in the game.
Now, one thing I think the Xtreme were trying to do is, because I think I saw Nothing to Say playing Mid Viper in a pub. I've seen a couple of Mid Vipers, actually. I don't know why. Frankly, I didn't think the hero got buffed so dramatically. It's worth picking up. Push away, Nothing to Say, he's fine. But I think they wanted to have that flexibility.
For sure, they were
mid to safe lane, and then they just ended up with safe lane Viper against an Axe. If that's got to feel good. Collapse has to jungle right now because he can't lane.
He got a decent start out of this, though. He already has 30 CS. Some of it's little golems and stuff, but still, even if you look at the net worth, he's the same net worth as the Viper here. 5 minutes in, for a double melee against Warlock Viper, that is amazing for Team Spirit.
Yeah, sadly, Axe is a hero that you could shut out in lane, but it's a hero that is also very effective at just going back and hitting jungle. The 0-2-3 builds, he's clearing through jungle very quickly, especially with stacks.
And remember, that Battle Hunger is pure damage now.
Yep.
Cuts through that Viper skin.
It does indeed.
Strong start for Spirit. Thought XG were going to do a little better than lanes, but I think the Spirit Breaker impact has held them back a little bit. Just not the best hero at getting aggressive around mid into Invoker. With the Cold Snap always available. Very tough target to connect on with charges. You don't have the damage to bring him down. This is kind of the biggest point of attack. And Spirit are also protecting the hell out of Laurel this game. They've just babysat him. Causing them to be low level on the supports as well. So this could just be a really low level support game. Other than, I guess, X-Nova, if he can keep doing pulls and get some Grimoire charges. Kind of a weird situation. Normally, I would say this is not how Spirit like to play with the Bounty Hunter, but if they're confident in their scale and all the supports end up being low level, they might end up being okay with that outcome.
Ame taking a little bath. Clears out the creep wave. Mass rotations from Team Spirit are not going to catch him immediately. Ame is clearly trying to bait some Spirit heroes to come out here, but too many, it seems like, for them to go for the Wisdom Shrine.
They were really wanting to push past this tower with the catapult. They're keeping it alive. Would have liked to contest that Wisdom Shrine, but they'll throw out a nuke and probably back
Hunter managed to bait the ultimate there. Good tornado stopping FY and his charge in. Nothing to say. Has all these heroes around him with the Fatal Bonds, but can't really get that much damage done. Ultimately, it looks like the tower will be given up here. They don't actually go for the last hit on it. Leave it at a paltry amount of HP.
Decent pressure from XG. Not really yielding anything. But they do kind of show up and make Spirit react, which is not really the greatest move for Laurel. No XP for the Bounty Hunter because no one's dying. They get the 8-minute power rune here, it would be big.
Trying to set up on bottom, Rue hoping it will be there, but goes top, charge. And with the regen rune, Nothing to Say, wants to take this fight, gets past the whip. Stays on top of Panto with the Fatal Bonds out there. It's going to be a decent amount of damage, but Nothing to Say, once again, just feels like he can't really commit. Can't do enough damage to these Spirit heroes.
What's the damage follow-up that pairs with him? Warlock Breaker, not offering your Ember a lot in terms of early game aggression.
No.
It'll have to come from XXS in this game. Whenever the Bat Rider connects to these kind of skirmishes, that's when the damage and the early game presence will pick up for XG, so they just have to be patient right now. Can't really force things. The last thing you want to do as Xtreme Gaming here is force a bad fight into these tier 1s where Spirit can collapse on you in numbers, TP the Weaver in, get a good swarm, then you're going to be in big trouble and you're just going to bleed out kills. So I kind of like that they're poking, seeing what's up, but they're not throwing away some big lead here early.
Loaded dice, or weighted dice, excuse me, with the passive loaded. Broken neutral item or not? What do you think?
I would lean a slight amount towards broken.
Yeah, I wanted to look this up earlier. It looks like the average creep has a swing of 6 gold. For some reason, Kobold, 50 to 60 for them. So I was trying to get an idea of like, because I've never really thought about how much gold I could get off of neutral creeps, you know, what that swing is in RNG.
When I was doing the rough estimation, I think it's going to probably average to like 1 to 150 extra gold. But that doesn't take into account the fact that you are...
Wait. What 150 extra gold, are you saying per minute?
No, just total.
Just for the 7 minutes that you have it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not clearing that much CS, right?
7 minutes, you're going to have this weighted dice.
Right.
And you're saying you get an average of X number of creeps, and you're getting X number out of gold out of it. You're getting 150 gold. Okay.
Like if you clear 50 creeps and they're worth like 3 more on average or something, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because the thing is, not some heroes are going to take it, they're not going to clear as much. Some will take it and clear more. Ultimately, if it means you clear through a wave slightly faster, so it gets you to the next camp faster, that could also boost your GPM.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like 100 higher or, you know, effective lower, but I don't think it's incredibly broken, but it is extra gold for carries.
So why not?
Right. I think the issue is for most carries, the tier 1 neutral item can be pretty miss. So as long as something hits, you're probably happy with it.
I have seen, watching some pubs, I've seen a couple of carries hold on to it for tier 2. So
that I don't know about. That seems a little sus to me, but
I mean, theoretically, right? The longer the game goes, the like that 7 to 14 minute mark, and then that 14 to 21 minute mark, like you're gonna start farming faster and faster. So
yeah, but
in a way,
this is an incredibly small amount of gold. We're talking about plus 1 or 2 extra on every CS. So how much CS are you accumulating in another 10-minute period?
Just saying, might double. You go from 150 extra gold to the next round is
right. So then you're
300,
an extra 200. I guess. Yeah, if you like 200 gold. Not much happened in this game. Like
no, that's why we're talking about.
Who also took the weighted dice. So Ame, he's just clearing creeps. Went Mage Slayer first, by the way. Slide him back? Maybe. I don't know. It's great on this hero. Okay Mage Slayer game.
Charge connects with Laurel. Again, no damage follow-up. And they're going to push him into the wheel. Got the hypnotize on him. Rue trying to time this chain stun, and he does so really well. Turn back around. Weaver goes for set up the Sunstrike on X-Nova. He managed to get the lasso, but the escape back might just bail him out here or not. There is just too much damage on the ground here.
All out brawl now.
It is the toxic field of fire and poison on the ground the Team Spirit are fighting into, and it kills 2 cores as a result. Both Collapse and Yatoro fall.
I'm surprised Yatoro didn't get out of there. He took so much damage from this Bat Rider. Just laying into him. First item, Boots of Bearing. Now we get a Boots of Travel on Ame. So some incredible move speed coming in for this XG lineup early. You have the Ember mobility on top of that. You can just kind of keep up with the Weaver maybe. A lot better than you would without these early food items. That's an easy tier 1. This Viper's fat now. That was a great fight for Ame. I was going to question, you know, first item Mage Slayer for him and how XG are going to play. Is it going to come in to have any impact here in the early game? But absolutely right there. Picks up a couple of kills, pulls himself ahead of this Weaver. And
I mean, I can't hate on it. It's like the only thing it doesn't really affect is Weaver, right? Like the other 4 heroes at Team Spirit are going to be very much affected by this Mage Slayer. Combine the fact that you have this the caustic bath, and he's sitting in his nether toxin, like he's not going to take shit from the Invoker.
It's just not great against getting bursted here, like with Sunstrike Axe Call, the Axe Blink comes out, and it doesn't build into anything. That's kind of one of the big things that holds a lot of players back for building it.
Oh, he left the bath. And quick little Culling Blade to bring him down. They are still going to take the tower on the other side with the Golem, so that will give Xtreme
not too bad.
Yet another tower bounty for themselves. Charge right on through both of them. Went into the Ringmaster and might be able to finish off the Ringmaster. Yep, XXS joins FY and getting that kill. Meanwhile, the Sunstrike nails X-Nova yet again. He really can't get away from these. Chains goes out, trying to get the ult, but
they got the charge,
is
though.
away. Now, where's he going to go from here? Yeah, there's no way out. He's got the dust on him. Wait, nope, the dust expired. They didn't hit the Viper Strike. They still end with slight chains, bumped back, flame break, and too much AoE damage. Had to use the lasso for it, but in the end, they killed Yatoro a second time.
This lineup does have a lot of chase. Breaker is a pretty good support against the Weaver, unless you go, you know, the Lincolns and you really defend against him, which is a very slow item to build here. So actually, you will always have that capability to run Yatoro down. It just assumes you've either won the team fight or you are snowballing that team fight. And once they gain an advantage, this lineup can really shine. This first item, Boots of Burying, has been pretty interesting. It gives you a lot of regen now. 18 health regen.
Yeah, they...
That's significant in these early fights.
It's like that and Conda. They gave some items like some very value regen mechanics.
Which makes them better for these offlaners who want to go in and be frontliners and tank a bit more. It's effective HP, and they're going to line them up again.
Any stuns? Nope. So Rue is able to get out.
Getting a lot of momentum on this map. They'll pick up the Dom creep as well. The Viper is continuing to farm really well. He can join all these fights off the Boots of Travel. And it's been a slow game for Yatoro. As great of a Weaver pick as it is, hasn't really had great fights to join. That said, here's your Axe blink time. Remember, you got track behind it, so this game can still snowball pretty fast economically for Spirit. They can start to find some pickoffs.
The rune of invisibility.
The charges, they just keep flowing.
Yeah, it's just not going to be a fun game for Rue. Bounty Hunter against Spirit Breaker. And plenty of pick-off between the Bat Rider and Ember Spirit to set things up.
As Boots of Burying also has synergy with the Breaker, it has synergy helping the Viper maneuver the fight, gets you out of some of the slows from Spirit. They're having issues fighting into this Ember plus Bat Rider combination in the early game. Just out skirmishing everything here as the Invoker's trying to farm into items, the Axe. Yeah, you can blink in, but with no Blade Mail, you're not doing the most DPS yourself. So the team fight for Spirit is going to have to be all three cores agreeing on taking that fight at the same time. Because you're not finding Bounty Hunter pickoffs against this Breaker controlling the map.
Despite the lack of track kills, still up in net worth.
Yeah, that's the crazy. I mean, that tells you how good of an early game Spirit had with the Invoker Sunstrikes. Laurel is 5-0 in this game.
What in God's name happened to Nothing to Say's net worth?
He never had it. What do you mean?
There's like being behind, and then there's being 25% behind everybody else. Like, what?
He was behind out of the laning phase. He did not get a lot early, and then he was running around making some of these kills happen, but he's not farming anything. He has the lowest CS by a decent margin here. Still hasn't even broken 100. Sacrificial mid player, Austin. He's missing net worth, but Ame, he has the extra net worth. That's called investing.
Here comes the move. Getting behind Team Spirit. Starting off with the charge, going to Laurel. Laurel with the Rod of Atos will be able to stop it. FY had already given up on that anyway. Didn't want to stretch too far past his cores there. The Ember Spirit and the Bat Rider went for the kill onto the Bounty. The other heroes snuck deep into the top part of the map.
There's no threat on the map right now.
They're sticking around. They Panto and Collapse are gonna hang out.
Where else are you gonna go right now, right?
I guess.
Yatoro's slurping up the bottom half of the map. You can't take away camps from this Midas Invoker, so you have to find farm where you can right now if you're this Axe. You are the lower priority. Might even look to go back in here.
Xtreme are naturally going to split up after making that move, and maybe they can get a good initiation, get a call on a Warlock, but the initiation already hits on the Bounty Hunter again. Lasso pull back in, and the gank from behind goes terribly for Team Spirit. It just gives them 3 more kills on Xtreme. And now Nothing to Say gets some net worth back into his pocket.
Didn't even get the track on the Warlock. They tracked the Bat Rider there, who they didn't kill.
has fallen.
Man, the fact that this Viper can join fights from anywhere, the Batrider's super tanky. You don't have the early Axe Blade Mail. These ganks just seem doomed to fail before they start, in a way. In the Vision game, these Sentry Ops traps, scouting out the bounty lets you charge in early, just shuts Brew down before he gets a chance to do anything. And once you're in, you're stuck in that fight. Like, Axe is never getting out of these fights.
No. He's...
So you have to live with your decisions here if you're Spirit. So far, it has been painful.
We now have the Aghanims done for Ame, so look for that big AoE corrosive skin debuff where he's sitting inside of his nether toxin, everything's amped up. Call out into the Cataclysm, blowing up, nothing to say.
So much damage.
Radiant
He has Ayuls, by the way.
is under attack.
So if you can save him from some of those Sunstrikes, split the damage, he can survive. I guess Laurel, he's liking that one. He liked that a lot.
Holy crap.
I'm hoping that was from that play, you know?
Oh, Banto half a second too late.
Yeah, but it's going to get them Tormentor here.
Yeah, they have vision. I think they got Tormentor either way.
Probably. Big move from Spirit to get this Axe instantly to work for the Invoker on that target that is still suffering for Xtreme. I mean, that's the one part of this game that XG have not answered. This Invoker is still having a perfect run here. Lining up Yatoro did not pull the trigger. Ideally, XG wants the Ember to be able to frontline. Just with the start NTS has had against this early Cataclysm, it looks difficult for him to sit on that front line with confidence. So this is a pressure point Spirit can continue to try and abuse, and they're going to smoke up bottom, bring the supports in. Kind of an awkward smoke without the Axe. You don't have a clear jump to set Cataclysm up, but you can always just land the whip wheel.
That, I don't know. I feel like inherently that's just a poor idea.
I was not behind that one.
Like, you're going after an Ember Spirit, and you're going after an Ember Spirit who had an Invis in his bubble, and you knew it too.
I think you have to bring Axe in these plays.
Yeah.
No other initiation.
Panto just making sure to keep an eye on Roshan.
Very early gem pickup for XG as well. Kind of swapping it around heroes.
Dire's top
Give it over to
tower is under
NTS right
attack.
now. They do not want to let this bounty give any extra vision for Spirit. They're very close to the Batrider BKB. That's why we see them slowing this game down right now. They just want to get the BKB for X success, make a good smoke play into Roshan. If you win that fight or get a good pick off, and then this game can blow open for you, especially before Spirit get Lincoln Spheres out. We talked about the value of the Lincolns this game. Super good across the board. They're thinking about a Lincolns on the Invoker, definitely one on the Weaver. Throw another Lotus Orb in there off the bounty or something. Another Lotus Orb later on the Axe, and suddenly you have 4 heroes with single target reflection or block against a lineup that has to land some of these big spells in terms of the Viper Strike, the Lasso, the Charges, the Bonds. So you're racing against that timing a little bit here if you're XG, and you would really like to start finding some more Batrider pickoffs with how strong XXS is. Snowballing into some objectives off this Weaver, and there's the BKB, there's the smoke. They have Gem.
Finally.
They have the power. Now, can they find somebody to use that power against?
Smoke breaks on Panto. Panto dropped down to low ground, but will still be caught.
Did force the Lasso. Little significant here. I don't think that pickoff is big enough to just go to Roche here as slow as it is. Nonetheless, pretty good find. So force Spirit off the map. You can get some extra D-ward action going with your gem.
I don't know, man. I just think that this...
Scanning.
I think this draft could work, just not for Xtreme.
Oh, they are going to force the Roche.
I like that. I mean, they got to speed things up. Tick-tock. Things are going way too slow, in my opinion.
I think this is in the bottom of that acceptable range, but not by much, I would agree. This game needs to start going faster.
Cataclysm scout things out. Laurel, he doesn't want to get close to the pit. But I love this. Charge on the other side of the map. So as soon as they take this, can anybody follow up this charge? Here come the TPs. FY, no. Doesn't feel like he could stick it.
Also pushing towards his BKB would be a big deal for XG. Allow the breaker to just get in the middle of the fight and not be stopped here.
Yeah, I mean, if he can ever get a charge on Laurel and complete that charge, so the rest of the team can follow through, that feels good. Just every single time he's charged into a fight, he's been Cold Snap, Tornadoed, Rod of Atos. Like, there have been a billion things to keep him away from Laurel.
It's a travel Ember, too.
I
don't know about I mean...
frankly, I don't think they're moving around the map fast enough to be using these Boots of Travels.
It feels like they could be, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you start farming one charge pick off, it can lead into another. You have a lot of vision control right now. Spirit are just sitting on their one defensive ward. XXS jumps into it, gets called.
BKB for BKB, pulling him back in. Tornado goes out on FY. Collapse really didn't take too much damage there, but they caught Laurel. That's a big one. Get Ame on top of Laurel. Does he burn out? Do they have anything to stop them? No way! He just TP'd out in the middle of a fight the one time they catch him. And he does not die, not even in the fountain. And now, whip wheel? No, Ame. He force taps himself forward to get away from all that. Nether Strike bump back onto Rue. Ame getting lower and lower, trying to deal with this bug. Yatoro's going to try and commit for the final couple of hits. It's not good enough.
Those attack speed flows are really annoying here.
Collapse, just too much gunk on the ground. He can't get a blink forward to stop Xtreme from retreating.
I mean, great retreat, because that Invoker's coming back in from Fountain.
Yeah.
Bought Fairy Fire, lived in the Fountain against all the dots. XG just unable to find the Laurel kill here, which just seems ridiculous, but it's the fact you don't have Golem because you used it on Roche. You hit him with the chains, great find. You don't have charge, you don't have Golem. He's just out.
Dude, if you're
nice
Ame, you're so mad. You're like, I'm a Viper, and I got melee range on top of the Invoker. Like, where is my team?
Yeah, but that was a sick Croaker stun from Collapse that bailed that Invoker out.
Yeah, it was.
That's that Axe Zoo micro you don't see every day. This Axe Blink got canceled on the second go. Very heads-up play to go in there from Ame to survive. It's a very close fight.
Yeah, DM was talking about how Zoo Hero should be buffed. Maybe he should rethink his perspective. Now every off-lane hero is a Zoo Hero because of Helm of Dawn.
It's been like that for a while, though, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Every hero's a Zoo Hero,
He's lost
you believe.
sight of things.
Well, that's why I laughed at that interview. Like, he wants Zoo back in the meta. Like, they ended this game with 100 Eidolons, 6 Necro Books against 10,000 Treants and Plague Wards. Brother, you want more Zoo in this game?
I've been seeing a lot of Broodmother in pubs. See if that hero comes back into play. 5K lead for Team Spirit.
And they are pushing towards those orbs. The defensive Lotus Lincolns here are being built. It's going to make the stun connection so much harder for XG.
Oh my god, that was sick! That was a nasty move by him.
Oh, what?
Oh my god, and he just pulled him too late.
I mean, how do you golem late? You can just click him.
Rue has just tilted X-Nova out of this planet.
He thought the charge was going to connect and then panicked at the end. And what an outplay.
Over the top lane, FY. He's got the TPs to help him out. Goes for the charge, collapse. He managed to get away thanks in part to Panto trying to stop him. Panto just throwing out whatever spells he can. Knows that he's likely to die here, but
they caught the
Weaver. But he got the Yatoro. Not enough chain stun. FY, very awkward. How do you play that as the Spirit Breaker or chain stun that one?
Can always just run him down, though. And he looks screwed.
They are using all that movement speed to do just that.
This lineup is faster than it looks, man. They have not had issues punishing this Weaver, which is a little concerning if you're Spirit. See this nice little
Psychic headband.
That's a very creative use of that item. Now usable in allies too.
Oh, Ame got jumped by Collapse. And we saw once again that big burst damage. Man, look at that ice wall. That is disgusting. It slowed down FY so much that he connects underneath the tier 2, not where he wants to be.
This game's getting very chaotic for both teams. Surprised the Viper dies there. So much damage from this Invoker.
Also, what's going on here? We're going double Shivas?
Hell yeah.
Why? Double Urn I can support, double Shivas. I don't know if I will...
Another call mid, trying to drag him into the chain stun.
Lightyear into the wheel. Do they have any follow-up to this Yules? No. Well, I guess he didn't have a Remnant very far away. He's going to jump to another one. We'll be good.
The dagger. Did not hit him. Spear picking up some momentum now. Getting to the later levels, really helping them. It is a good Shiva's game. Do you need two of them? I don't know. I'm not a... I mean, the Shivas on the Viper is good, but it does limit his damage output if Spirit do not just all in him as the first target. And that's a bit concerning because if he's not dealing the big deeps, who is as this game progresses? This little stun connection down here.
Actually commits the Nether Strike, thinking that his team can get here in time.
The man can't
Not
get...
even worried about the Weaver. They want the simple pick-off, which is Rue, but Yatoro's still being chased by Ame. Couldn't quite find him, though.
Does he not know he's down here?
They got nothing to say. That's what happened. Call, that's what that Cataclysm was for. And yeah, they lost sight of him, so away he goes. Finally, he's going to go for the Lincoln. Surprised he did not get this earlier, but...
I'm not even sure what it bailed him out in some of those deaths.
No, I think, as you said, it's been the movement speed. They've just been able to, like, he gets off time lapse, and then they chase him down anyway.
They also have a lot of DOT, which doesn't have a Dispel for. There's no Mantle on this Weaver or anything. So he gets all these dots thrown on him. He just burns over time. This charge is pretty nasty right now.
Oh, it's really bad. It's quite bad. Yatoro has to pop the time lapse already. And Panto's going to die from all this when they're going to go after Laurel. They managed to get, oh, nice Lotus with the Lincolns. He is actually dragging the Bat Rider to him. He says, you're in my world now, underneath the cold wall. You're going to die here, XXS, and that's a monster kill streak that Yatoro just shukuchi through and stole away from his team.
Going on Collapse, he's very tanky here.
Tough to bring down during this BKB. Another charge through. Nice slight change, though. That hits a lot. Combined with the Shivas, and nothing is stopping Ame at this point. They try and push him away, but again, his Aghanim Scepter allows him to keep up with these heroes. Yatoro hits the back line. No, Ghost Scepter. That'll protect him.
Has another ult to play with here, too. Very low HP, though. We'll have to bail.
What happened to the free Weaver game? It's not feeling free at all.
He's done almost nothing here. Been completely gimped by all the attack speed slows in the fight, the early Bat Rider presence, the early BKBs.
Radiant's courier has been
Sick Lotus Orb from Collapse just catch XXS completely off guard. Protects his Invoker at the same time, and now he has his Lincolns done. It's the Invoker show, man. We thought it was going to be the Weaver, but it's Laurel just styling on this game. Has yet to die. Now level 20. Already has the Gleipnir Meteors online. Boy, is a beast right now. Feels like you either find this guy with Lasso or bust. I don't think anything else is going to kill him at this point. And now you have the double Lincolns plus the Lotus to protect him. You're going to have another Lotus on this Bounty Hunter, so they have gotten to the Quad Orb technology. Very powerful here. You need some Lincoln breaks. Your XG. Also, at what point do you just pop this Grimoire? Like,
Yeah, what is he waiting
holy moly, this is some farming tech. 33-minute, 12-charge Grimoire doesn't want to pop it.
2,400 experience would give him like 2 levels. I mean, there's no point really doing it now. You're probably waiting to try and get it to level 18 or level 20, right? Those are key levels.
You usually just pop this in the early game, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Dire are
I agree.
scanning.
But
All right, the scan latched on Spirit. XG know they're up here. But can you find the initiation? You send the Ember in first, give vision. You have to pop Lincoln's, find the Invoker. Laurel
Spot the
is on
ward.
the bad side of their formation.
Got the dust, hits Rue. Oh, wait, almost caught the Invoker, but instead the escape back. And now the call goes out into the Bat Rider. Laurel, he's going to be good for now.
charge.
Tempting Blast goes out, and the Bat Rider will die to Yatoro's damage. FY is committed right in the middle of all these heroes. Here comes Ame. Underneath his Caustic Cloud. They do not want to
Can't
fight into
see
this Viper, but he can't see anything. Where is the detection, man? He throws out a Viper Strike. Laurel, he drops the Chaos Meteors and makes a run for it. Yatoro, he can't stand up against this Viper, runs through the Meteors. He's going to be okay for now. Now the call goes out. Can he get
Invoker
enough
died.
to get the Culling Blade? Not quite. The Ember Spear jumps out and Collapse fails to get the kill. The Battle Hunger, tick, tick, tick. That pure damage will take him out.
Collapse finds something. Laurel died to Tormentor.
What?
I think the meteor rolled through it.
Meteor hit the Tormentor and it killed him. He did so much damage to himself.
I was like, he died. It said he died to neutrals. I thought he got hit by some random neutral camp or something. No, he just killed himself on the Tormentor. The meteor is too big for his own good. He's so powerful that only he can slay himself in this game.
It's true.
XG did not find him. It was a great bait from Spirit. As they just throw the box on him, throw the Lotus Orbs. There's no good lasso target. But he's too powerful for his own good. Somehow Ame still the #1 net worth in this game off a great fight from him. That was a sick nosedive. Just landed on everybody. You got to feel for XXS trying to go for these jumps.
Yeah.
Sick charge from FY. Basically hit 3, zoned the 4th, and then this nosedive. That feels like the fight. Like, I don't think you could take the fight into this Viper sitting in that goo when it lands on everybody.
I mean, Yatoro certainly can. Yatoro doesn't do the damage, and there's that meteor drop. That left meteor is going to run into the Tormentor.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Just belted him. That was a dirty death right there.
Oh, imagine he's not level 20 during that fight. If he doesn't have the triple Chaos Meteor, he doesn't die.
Yeah, but you're always going to take triple chaos.
No, I'm saying, what if he was level 19?
Sure. Man, what a strange game. Spirit have had the goal lead, but haven't really been able to do anything. And this Weaver has been worthless. I cannot believe how worthless this Weaver has been.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a great Weaver game on paper, but
I think
it has
part
not
of it
worked
is
out.
the build.
Oh, what a catch. Lincoln's pop into last.
It's
Oh, he's
another
just
strike.
gone.
They got the chain stun this time. And Panto, nowhere to run to. He just goes to his wheel. It'll delay the inevitable.
And that is something XG can always look for, is you run the bat in. If you see one of these Lincoln's heroes, just charge them. Insta-charge them to break the Lincolns, so the lasso can go off.
Yeah.
It is an instant Lincoln's break that is 100% going to be there if FY wants to pull the trigger. Then you just lasso this hero, and you have the Nether Strike. You have enough damage to burst these heroes down, especially with Scotty on Ame. He is ginormous.
Idle Skriok. That's going to be a really nice pickup. 25% evasion, slow resistance in this game. Very valuable. Will it be enough, though? Because this Viper is untouchable.
This matchup is way different than it used to be. Just watching this game, the Viper against the Weaver used to be really favorable for the Weaver, but when this hero can be this tanky and provide so much attack speed slow, it doesn't feel as if there's been an opportunity for the Weaver to get the swarm on him and lay into him.
Yeah. I mean, Yatoro also
Unless you go
doesn't
beacon.
have like the one-shot Weaver build, you know, where it's like Deso and crit.
He either needs to get the, Daedalus Divine with the talent territory, or maybe have just gone BKB plus something. I don't know. A very awkward game for him, especially on a new patch. Your sense of what you're supposed to do is thrown off considerably. Hopefully you just rely on the Invoker to carry you, I guess. Great Idol of Skriok game, that's for sure, as Spirit are going to pick 2 of them up.
And 2 of the bug one, which also gives you magic resistance. Metamorphic Mandible. What a great name.
Minus 5% info.
All right, first Tormentor for Xtreme. Good try.
Oh,
Got the Sunstrike.
FY not happy about that.
Delivers a Forge Spirit for them
Dire's
to farm.
top tower is under attack.
XG they're tanky, man. Just looking at these heroes, it is a lot to get through in the middle of the fight. The double Shivas, this Viper on the front line. You got some extra heals in there, a Breaker you're not going to see potentially at the start. An Ember who can always just buy back into the fight as well. NTS's net worth is not great in this game, but he's doing his job, which is kind of trying to go in first, provide the extra chain stun, and then if he dies, just buy back. Play through your other two cores.
You almost have level 25 on the Viper. Does this build go the Nether Toxin Radius one? I assume so. You cover the whole battlefield if you jump in and then throw another Nether Toxin.
Seems tempting here, but the fights have been pretty mobile. I don't know how relevant it actually is, whereas that other talent is almost always relevant. Where's the cooldown? They'll find some heroes up top, and it's your boy Weaver again.
Yatoro hit by the Yules, still has some time lapse up, but he gets. He goes back. That's not going to feel great. He gets off the time lapse, goes the other direction, but again, he's just surrounded. Time and time again, there's just nowhere he can go. Oh, the nullifier got X-Nova at least before he dies, but this is Yatoro. Oh, what a hit! Nothing to say. Level 23 Ember Spirit zips across the map with his Aghanim Scepter to catch Laurel. What was that refresh?
I don't know, trying to pull off some miracle highlight moment. I'm going to, definitely meteor them all and run away or something. That's a wasted refresher. A sick catch from nothing to say. And XG in control of this game, because guess what? Your boy Viper marching down mid right now with an amp damage rune. Plus shard, he is about to lay into your buildings. Still has Aegis for 2 minutes here.
Man, Bat Rider, top damage though.
It's looked good this game. He's just running people over. Tanky as hell. Very low cooldowns. Great presence in that early to mid game. Very toxic lineup from XG.
Just trying to whittle through this Viper's HP.
I also just don't think we've seen a fight where Spirit have gotten tracks up.
Quick little chop and run. Chop and run. Run, run, run. Get out of there. Managed to get the lasso onto Panto. Panto gets too close. But now Ame's like, sweet, fresh resources. Back to hitting buildings.
Maybe Spirit can look for something at the other core spawn and XG linger. There's a gem on the ground. That's a little awkward, but they'll get out. They do have some tracks running.
And he did take the Nether Toxin Radius.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See if it works out in the fight.
Dire's bottom tower is
under high ground ward. X-Nova.
Word reward. Running after him. Nullifier placed on a Viper, but he already got the Force Staff down to the low ground. He's too far out.
Spirit would love to take any fight where they have tracks up at the start of the fight, so they have more vision to play with. All these have just been XG going in first. Charge lands on somebody, usually with Bounty Hunters just dead. The Viper's in the middle of you, and at that point, tracking heroes doesn't really give you any sort of advantage.
Yeah. He popped it to go level 20.
Okay.
So, not the same as the old level 20, where you got the Golem on death, but...
Can't help but feel like this talent tree is a little worse than the old one.
Yeah, for sure.
+3 Fatal Bonds targets is an interesting talent, though. I don't know how reliable it works, but in theory, that ceiling's mega high, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, Panto. Good luck. Unluck. Just so much map control for XG this game. That's an overwhelming blink for the Viper. He is a big snake right here. Is he a snake? He's a drake.
Look how big that Nether Toxin gets, man.
Yeah, it's significant.
It's huge.
It's
he can have 2 of them.
It's toxic, man.
He dives in, then he can throw a different one.
Just a really toxic lineup to play against in the late game.
Yeah, I did not think that this lineup had legs. I mean, Viper has no legs, but...
It's still possible Spirit can outplay them in these late games with some hexes or refreshers where you can go in, call 1 or 2 heroes, drop the sick Invoker combo. Heroes are just going to disappear. There's no save in this XG lineup, so you're always going to be susceptible to that all-in wombo combo that we just haven't seen Spirit line up yet. But their heroes are still very farmed, and they will have that capability. So you should not underestimate their potential here, even if we haven't seen it. And they're taking the offensive, looking for something.
Get up to the high ground, FY. He's going to be the one called here, but he shrugs it off pretty quickly. The Cataclysm only really hits Ahmed.
They just got to bail on this one.
Yeah, collapse. He can't even TP out. Being slowed down and bashed.
So tanky, though.
That slow resistance is doing some work. Nullifier placed on the Viper. He doesn't really care. Shrugs off whatever little damage Yotaro does. Once again, Yotaro just can't really fight.
Trying to pick off supports right now.
Nice Tornado Meteor. Does a bit of damage. Laurel got to make a run for it. Still has his Lincolns, though. Yotaro did manage to get a kill.
Yeah, he's
Once
toying
again,
with FY
it's
now.
Nova. Broke through the Lincolns. Dude, XXS is going to solo kill him. Time lapse up in a second.
Oh,
he's going to go back, but now FY's going to hit him with another strike and a charge and a flame break. There's just too much damage. Yotaro.
Dust is wearing out.
They have
lost
anything
sight of
else
him.
to help? Maybe the Ember Spirit's got something?
No detection on him either. Yotaro escapes, hits that level 25 Desakuchi cooldown, doing work for him there. Multiple time lapses as he picks off the back line.
Yeah, but he killed a Warlock.
I mean, they got the Spear Breaker by. Everybody else got out.
When is Yotaro going to be capable of killing somebody other than the enemy's fight position?
Sometimes you got to grind your way to victory. One support at a time. Nothing to say. Trying to force the issue. Did pop his refresher early on in that fight, though it only has a minute on the cooldown. So you got to be careful about all the remnants coming out from this Ember. Even more chase down. And a lineup that has so much of it.
Under attack.
At some point, Laurel's probably telling Yotaro, boss, I'm tired.
Yeah, get the
I'm
masseuse.
trying to carry this game, but like, damn.
This man needs a chiropractor after this game.
He is closing in on level 25. And Yotaro went for the 3-second Shikuchi cooldown on his 25. I don't know if you said that.
It helped him escape there.
It did.
This is not the worst game for that talent because he's just been dying all the time. But it really limits your offensive potential. He did not really go the crit build that would have taken advantage of the extra Geminate attack, but to me that kind of feels like the build you should always aim for in the late game with the Weaver, because you can go in, pop the 3 or 4 hits on the target, and then just time lapse out, and that can kill somebody.
I mean, this build is great for stalling out the game and farming a bunch.
That is true. Maybe he's thinking, I'm just going to go to level 30 here.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Screw
is
it.
there anything he can buy that's really going to change the game that much right now? It feels like if he's going to really carry the game as Weaver, it's going to be like 15 minutes from now.
Maybe that's what he's planning for.
XXS with a shield rune. Bold goes right to all these heroes. Immediately going to be called up. Good at Force Staff. Trying to get him out of there with the BKB and the shield rune. He really doesn't take too much. Tornado goes out beautifully. Look at the bounty. It's just dying to the poison on the ground. They don't even have to touch him. Meanwhile, Remnant into chains. Good play
Yotaro going
in to find the extra on Panto. Yotaro trying to go in. Quickly has to go out. Nothing say. Committing. Trying to catch Panto. Good use of the Remnants there. Didn't commit. Otherwise, he would have been called. But it also means he fails to get the kill on Panto.
Yotoro's still kind of lingering around.
What is he not?
He's looking for something, but I don't really know what
he's
here.
He's going to cut the wave.
This is dangerous against Spear Breaker lineups. Very hard to land a Lincoln's Pop into charge here.
Mike, dude, they TP'd back to try and catch him. He was surrounded, but...
I guess the Weaver's doing some map damage right now. Sick call from Collapse on that Bat Rider prevents the lasso from going off. But a better Force Staff.
A Nullifier on
Nova.
Collapse? Damn, he is farmed.
He was debating his item. He was even thinking Phylactery Conda here. Which could have been interesting with, you know, the break into the Viper.
They need a break.
They value the Nullifiers more. These Force Staffs have been causing them issues because it's getting heroes out of the Invoker damage. That's the biggest thing. They need this Cataclysm to land.
I can't believe nobody's gone a break for Viper. Now that you brought it up.
I think their plan is to ignore Ami. They're just going to try and kill everybody else unless they can jump him with everybody at the start of the fight.
Well, good luck. All these other heroes are very mobile.
There's the Daedalus for the Weaver. He buys out for it. Yatoro all in.
Okay.
Bet he wishes he had that other talent now, but
Dire are scanning.
he's putting this Sakuchi to use. Laurel looking for the Wisdom Shrine. That is a dangerous move. Once more, no
again?
detection.
No detection. And now Xtreme. Not
we're
quite
stuck on
going to
the
get
bridge.
caught on the way out.
I mean, the gem is on the breaker. Like, he can't really be the first guy in there with all these Lincoln Spheres and everything. Feels like you need gem on Ember.
Yeah, buy
This game.
Synth on Ember and open up a slot for Gem.
It might be that important here because Spirit are just doing Roche. XG?
Are scanning.
Anybody home?
Yeah, Cataclysm to reveal their position. And XXS, he has an opportunity to go in. They're trying to force them, trying to push him away. They manage to get the Aegis before Nothing to Say can grab it. Yatoro. They get the Roshan kill, they get the Aegis, they get the extra life, but here comes Ame. Ame right to the middle of all these heroes. Yatoro trying to put some damage on him with this Aegis, and he's doing a lot. Look at that, half his HP is gone in one round of
he's
first,
chunking him.
and now another one. Tornado Cataclysm, boom, he's gone. Ame, he thought he was untouchable, but we've gone to the late game now, and Yatoro can do damage.
He dealt a lot of damage there.
FY, you're getting out here. Oh, got him on the cold snap.
That's a gem.
And the gem to Team Spirit. 2 kills, a dieback on the Spirit Breaker. That was a long time ago, but that was a dieback.
XG completely caught off guard by that Roche attempt. That is not a Roche you give up for free at all, but they get caught scrambling to try and contest it. All the goodies go to Spirit there. Pick up everything, evacuate the pit. They still have a refresher shard on Yatoro. Use the cheese, but they keep everything else intact. That's a huge victory for them. Forces an over-aggressive play from Ame. Did not respect the crits coming out from the Weaver, even though the attack speed's so slow. He just sat there for what felt like 10 seconds and
Dire's
got off his 2
middle tower
Geminate
is
hits.
under attack.
Yeah, it was actually
That's
so
all it took.
slow that it was just one Geminate hit, pause. Another Geminate hit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now Team Spirit up 4K, knocking on the high ground. With 60 seconds where they have a numbers advantage. Tier 2 still up in the bottom lane, so if they really want to pressure Xtreme into taking the fight here, just either have to go Throne or second lane of Barracks top. Won't be able to get full out Megas. Well, let's see if they actually feel comfortable taking a 4 versus 5. I gotta back off. Say it's not worth it.
That's tempting to fight there without the breaker available.
Especially since you got the Aegis still.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I can't believe you didn't lose in that fight.
Maybe they just value refresher on Laurel that much. Dude, they did put that refresher shard towards collapse, so you could potentially have double axe call as well. It's pretty nasty with these nullifiers. Just no way to get these heroes out of the invoker damage.
Yeah, what can you?
Not a whole lot. Dodge it or jump the axe first.
Yeah, there really is
Dire's
no other
bottom
option.
tower
If
is
Collapse
under
hits you with the
attack.
call and he nullifiers you, you're stuck there and you're gonna get Cataclysm. Perhaps double Cataclysm.
Have buyback available. Take a fight where you can use them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's another shard. Some spotlight going in this game.
At this rate, Yatoro is going to get level 30.
He knew, man. He knew. If I just stay alive, I'll get there eventually, and then I'll carry the game.
Collapse. The Berserker's Call AoE, making that double call even more deadly.
Dire's bottom
There are
tower
buybacks
is under
available
attack.
for XG here,
Dire's
though.
bottom
So this
tower
high ground
has
is
fallen.
tempting,
Radiant
but very
are scanning.
dangerous at the same time. Batrider high ground defense is no joke.
Yeah, that Aegis doesn't mean much if you are pulled deep into the enemy base.
Also, Viper can just sit there, spew the poison. The siege is pretty slow. Almost an awkward situation for Spirit after such a great victory. They can't push the issue. Have to look for the pickoff. Just not there right now.
Accent into Scythe of Vice for Laurel very soon.
Oh yeah, he is. These heroes are continuing to find a tremendous amount of farm. Just scale into the ultra late. Pretty terrifying ultra late lineup. And yet Toro thinking about an Axe. That's interesting. Does lower the cooldown now. So even if you don't use it on other people, lowering the cooldown by 10 in these long fights can be influential. But of course, you do have the option to maybe bail out one of the other cores for a huge chunk of damage. And you know, the anti-lasso for sure.
I mean, it's not like Xtreme's damage is terribly quick.
No.
Right? Like, you will always be able to kind of see the damage coming and have plenty of time to bail somebody out.
Aegis expiring here. XXS instantly look. Oh, what a lasso!
Axe lasso back, but it sets up Ame to get in there. He's already done a lot of damage. It's Bounty Hunter dead and the time lapse used.
What a grab. Yeah, Toro, he still wants to fight, even without the Aegis.
FY was getting some information. There's the call. Here comes the Cataclysm, and that's enough. Nothing to say is dead. Meanwhile, Ame trying to get right on top of these heroes. He managed to catch Laurel right now with the Deafening Blast, pushing him back down to the low ground, but he's really just not taking enough damage. Ame's low, nothing to say, trying to help him out. Laurel keeping his distance at the same time. Yotaro, he's gonna go for that kill. Nope, he turns back. Quick kill onto the Warlock, perhaps. He's got to be careful, though. Time lapse not up. One more second. Eul's Scepter goes off. They have a stun immediately. No. He gets off the time lapse. Shikuchi's away. Meanwhile, XXS dodges away from the jump. Ame commits for the kill to Laurel, and with the poison, they'll take him out. They trade out the lives together. Collapse slowed down. Off-lane battle ensuing as Collapse is going to lose that one. XXS now chasing after Yotaro. Yotaro, now the strike. No, Lincoln's is going to block it, but he can't do damage. He can't run away, so he's just dead. Team Spirit get wiped.
Holy team fight coming out from XG here. So many little things went well for them there, but the biggest thing is they get the Viper on top of the Invoker, and that causes the whole fight to just surround those two in that duel. All the attention gets focused there, and you have to deal with the Viper on the front line, and that's what XG want to make Spirit do. Put the damage into the Viper, have him soak it all up, reflect so much of it. Ame goes down, but the damage is done. That fight drags on so long. You get the clutch Invoker kill, and that opens everything up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
That
under
last
attack.
blink call from Collapse got canceled by something on the periphery. He's having a lot of problems jumping in against all these random DOTs and spells that clip him. If you look at those damage numbers, guess who your leader is in that exchange. It's the Bat Rider of all heroes.
I can't say I'm surprised anymore because XXS
He's doing so much work.
has shown to be so proficient
Middle tower is under attack.
with this build.
Bottom tower has
Especially that level 25 talent. So good when these
now-
fights are going this long.
He's going to get an accent and a refresher. So double lasso.
He's putting this game on his back right now.
Team Spirit aren't the only ones with
Radiant's bottom
some sort of
tower is
initiation that is a death sentence.
We did see that call nullifier just blow NTS up though, and
It did.
a large portion of why that fight went Xtreme's way is they had the Ember buyback. You're not going to have it here for 5 minutes.
Yeah, Ember is, I mean, it's the best hero for Xtreme to lose at the start of a fight because he can instantly rejoin it on that second life. They kill like the Viper or something, maybe he struggles to get up there if his TP's on cooldown or something.
Almost level 30 himself on this Ember.
A late BKB for the Viper. He doesn't want to get pushed around by these Deafening Blasts or anything anymore. He wants to be able to, when he jumps, to stick it with that nosedive.
Interesting item choice.
I think hitting nosedive is just too important. I think he can't afford for it to be
The thing is,
interrupted in any way.
he's just not the damage anymore, you know? The damage is going to be from the rest of the lineup and taking that ultra long fight.
How much damage did he do in that last fight?
I mean, he deals damage, but it's not by him sitting there like right-clicking someone.
Yeah, sure. It's from the nosedive.
I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pill or something, but I almost feel like Heart would have been interesting.
Heart, actually,
It's a new
Heart is
Heart.
pretty broken now.
Like, this thing gives you a lot of regen on low HP, and the way these fights are going, they can't all-in burst them. It doesn't feel like that's possible. If he just stays alive and makes them waste so much damage on him, you're going to win the fight that way. I think that could have been interesting, but I don't know how many players would have sanely bought it. He's also thinking about E-Blade and some other stuff that, you know, high stats.
are scanning.
Not a universal hero anymore, though, and you don't have that talent. That was a very broken talent.
1 more minute until 60-minute items become available.
Get your Midases ready.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these late games are so tense. I think people lose track of like that 60 minutes of planning ahead in that regard. Of like, guys, let's buy a hand of Midas, get to
Radiant's
tier
bottom
5s as
barracks
fast as
are under
possible.
attack.
Because if you can get it faster than the enemy, and you can go and attack them while they're still trying to farm.
Yeah, Toro is not messing around. He's going to threaten the Roche, force the call, make XG respond. They have their buybacks available except for that Ember. Pretty much everybody in this game. They're missing the Bat Riders by a little gold, but he's going to have it off the fight. And he did finish that Refresher Ag, so double lasso potentially on the menu.
There goes the initiation from Ame. He jumps onto him, pops his BKB as the meteors land on his head. Put the nullifier on him, but he's kind of chilling. Nether Strike hits Collapse, bumps it back. They go for the lasso on Collapse. They feel like this is worth it.
Time
Tornado,
lapse.
it interrupts a lot of that damage. And Collapse, good time lapse to get him out of there. Nothing to save me while he caught Laurel. And Laurel, he's trying to defend himself right now, puts the damage, and that's going to be a dieback. Laurel making a run for it. XX says can't catch him, nor can Ame. They can put the damage on the sidelines, though, as the lasso hits on Yutoro. Yutoro taking a lot of damage, doesn't have lasso. He can't really, he's just got to run. He can't stand in this poison, not any longer. FY pulled in by Collapse, another call. Battle Hunger to slow him down inside the Oswald. He's definitely gonna die, but he gets off one last charge. No, another time last to bail on Collapse. He just keeps on hitting him. Yatoro trying to help his boys. Look at all these low health heroes and Team Spirit. They lose Panto. What about the rest? Yatoro in the back, trying to go for this Warlock. Just one more goddamn time, and he almost gets him. Level 30, trying to blow up back success. Now hits him with a big burst. A huge lifesteal hit. He goes after another. X-Nova will die as well. Back to his old nemesis, Ame, and finish it off with the triple kill.
No fucking way, dude. Spirit are so damn good in these late game team fights. So many important buybacks come through, but ultimately it is Spirit on their outpost that prevail, and they get to hold on to all 3 of their cores as the supports will rejoin the fight. Yatoro stays alive the entire time. He is not your damage dealers, it's still the Viper, but he finally gets some DPS done. And this fight, it's made or broken off of this Invoker catch. If there's follow-up from XG there and they bring Laurel down, they will win this fight.
Yeah, look
even
how
without
far
the Ember buy. The fact he gets away, I cannot believe how long Yatoro survives.
It's crazy, man. I thought he was just like, he was done in this fight.
And he spent 2 time lapses on Collapse.
Yeah.
He didn't use them for himself. He's bailing out his boy and surviving the entire time. The late game Weaver came to play. Ame, he dealt 14,000 damage in this fight with this Viper. Laying
It
down the
still
deeps.
wasn't enough, man.
Nope.
Hit the fatal bonds on some of those heroes too. Look how
Absolutely
low
sick
Laurel
fight.
is because he's got the fatal bonds on him right now.
And Yatoro, he's just going in with it. But he knows the Satanic plus the hits will bail him out. We'll see how much Spirit can get off this exchange. 4 minutes on the Aegis. They completed Roche. They're now looking to threaten Megas here in XG's base. Still have the buyback on the Viper. That is something you have to think about in this game. As
Slots
Yatoro-
in a moon shard so he can demolish the buildings that much quicker. And then once he's done taking the buildings, he eats the moon shard, puts his nullifier back in.
Radiant are
This team is just something else in the late game when they are in zone. XG probably regretting that they weren't able to close this one out somewhere in that mid game when they had all those advantages going for them.
Yeah.
And the Viper was untouchable. This game might come down to who abuses the core buybacks better when a fight breaks out in one of these teams' bases, because as strong as you're starting to show as Spirit, if you go into XG's base and they just have more lives than you and they wear through it, you can find yourself in an awkward spot. So you really have to keep track of these buybacks. And tier 5 neutral items coming out again. Double book already for Spirit to try and push in and end this game. Divine Regalia on the Invoker with the cast range. That is
boy.
thick.
Well, I mean, that just... If Xtreme can kill Laurel, they can stop him at the start of a fight.
Oh, it's huge.
It changes the whole thing.
But that cast range on this hero with the Hex, with double everything, is just disgusting. And you're going to have double Necrobook on the front line to give you vision, to help control how many angles there are to find this Invoker. Triple Stygian.
What? There's no way.
That cannot be good.
That can't be efficient.
That cannot be right.
No way did they. Okay.
This
They
does not
just
look
killed
right.
Yatoro inside the base and killed the bounty hunter already. They can get in some sort of nether strike, push him back in. The wheel's not
my
going to stop
God.
him. He's just dead. Yatoro,
What was that?
he was unkillable in the last fight, and then just a whimper in this one.
From Cinema to... What? I don't even know what to call that. It's just casual go high ground. Whole team wasn't even there. Just dies twice. Easy fight for the triple Stygian here, as everybody wants to be the carry. The one I would call out here is the Bat Rider one. I don't know how much the Stygian on the Bat Rider is going to do.
What was his options, man?
I don't know, but this... He must have had some real awkward ones.
This is the first time you will see a Stygian Desolator combined with a timeless enchantment.
Incredibly weird. Especially when you had two others, and one of them's an Ember who can go in and apply it to heroes for you. Nonetheless, XG get a absolute amazing team fight gifted to them, and now they are threatening Megas. We might have to get buybacks out from Spirit here. Do you want to defend this?
Wheel buys a couple more seconds.
See how much Laurel can do, but if he steps up to throw spells, there's a decent chance XG will try and jump him.
Dude, he's got a Bloodstone on Ame. This is going to be sick.
There's that healing.
I mean, he does so much damage. Heroes just can't avoid the Nether Tox.
They're trying to stall. They're trying to preserve the Weaver buyback right
5
now.
more seconds till Yatoro. They're going to pop the glyph now. Collapse. 10 seconds. Xtreme not going to be able to take Megas. Not without a full 5-on-5. And they saw the way it went for Team Spirit, who tried to push into the high ground. They learned from their enemies' mistakes.
Especially against a level 30 Weaver with potential alacrity on top of him.
Oh, yeah.
That is a different beast. Got the Audacious as well. This Weaver hits like a truck. Is he just going to get picked off mid again, though? Or is Ame hexed up? Can they burst him?
Got the bugs on him with the nullifier. Half HP already. Activates the Bloodstone. Trying to do what heals he can. Can he stay up? Viper Strike going through. Here comes that Cataclysm. And boom! There goes him. Ame down. X-Nova dead as well. Tornado trying to catch up. Wind Waker. Ooh, FY. He gets away. Collapse is still looking for him. Got a Cataclysm. Try and track him down. Nullifier. Placed on the Ember Spirit. Nothing to say. He's only got one remnant to work with. That's his last one. No refresher either. He's just going to be tracked down. Collapse on the other side. And a chop to finish things off.
Does have buyback available, though. The only hero that's out of this game right now is the Warlock, as Spirit find a massive opening. You almost thought that Viper was going to survive it all there. The spell lifesteal. But it's not enough. These nullifier jump combinations with the Invoker damage behind are overwhelming. There's just no way to bail that hero out. Butterfly incoming for Yatoro takes advantage of the fact that XG have nothing to go through the evasion right now. Very smart late game purchase. They will buy the Viper. Can they find the jump?
Tried and missed. XXS will pay the Iron's price.
He is gone. He is the only one with buyback, though.
Xtreme being worn through all their buybacks. Their buildings are being dropped. This is going to be Megas.
Defensive Roche banner.
Yeah, trying to keep these creeps alive. One final hit to charge. It hits Yatoro. Not really the follow-up there. They managed to get the lasso, but there's the escape act. It helps him out. Rue, he's going to be run over by that Ember Spirit. Meanwhile, the wheel cuts off FY. Wind Waker up to the high ground. They're going after Ame, though. Ame, he's got the bugs on him. Lasso, there's the time lapse. Good save from Yatoro, bails out Laurel. They couldn't track down Ame, but they got what they came for. They got Megas.
Fights are starting to look impossible for XG. If you can't kill the Weaver, he will bail out whoever you go on. There's a Ringmaster cage for any other target you try and find with this lasso.
Yeah, with the Aghanim's escape act.
There's hexes on multiple heroes you have to watch out for if you don't have BKB. Just no good targets. Yotaro, he's forcing the issue.
Every single time now, it's this Viper no-sizing away from fights instead. Double escape deck.
Oh, he's getting
Ah,
chunked.
there's the chop. There goes Bat Rider. That's one. One down with no buyback. And FY charging through all of these heroes with his BKB. Yotaro taking a lot of damage.
Okay.
Ticking out. He almost falls, but the time lapse goes off. Last second. Collapse is going to die. The double golem dropped on top of him. Nosedive in. Going after Laurel. Quick tornado takes him out. Side the vice. The turnaround. The whip. And Ame. That's two. That's three. A fourth left as FY charges it desperately trying to finish up Laurel. But a refresh goes up. And Laurel, the Invoker, playing with them at this point. Can't be touched. Can't be stopped. Can't be moved. Can't be rocked. The Team Spirit are ending this game on their terms. Laurel, maybe he goes down finally. Not even that. A time lapse to bail him out and end on a good old-fashioned Yotaro rampage.
Clean him up in the end, he will. But goddamn, was that Laurel's game to claim victory on My Name is Carl. My other name is Laurel. And I will take this win. What a performance from Spirit. That game felt so awkward for them for so long against such a...
Nothing to say. Game 2, and Effie praying on Earth Spirit's downfall because God knows she wants that hero buffed even more. XXS, a stomp on 3. XXS doesn't matter. He's going to die to 5. And that's your first blood, Yotaro. Be the one gifted the bonus gold to start the game.
That is not what you want to see if you are an XG fan, because this
30
Ursa
seconds
could
to
go
battle.
absolutely ham here. And he does have the better carry matchup, which, if it is anything to go by between these two teams, seems to be the biggest factor. Like, if Yotaro is confident he can outscale Ame, his idol, what's going to stop him? Also, that was for that death was for XXS's sins. Playing the Centaur with the new courier set without the helmet.
He took the helmet off.
It's scuffed, man. Scuffed technology.
Why? He's afraid. He doesn't like. He needs to breathe.
Because it looks funny. I mean, it does look really funny.
It does look funny. How is that sins then? He's just trying to make you laugh, Avery. Don't you like joy?
Maybe an early sacrifice and the payoff later. I kind of like the Earth Spirit pick. It's the old classic Warlock Earth Spirit combo. It just demolishes team fights until you have Dispel and then does nothing. But this new Earth Spirit's very, very interesting as a laner because of all the, you know, like the extra damage right-click buffs that they're trying to make him utilize.
Yeah, they've been on this track for a little while now.
So I'm curious if this is finally the patch where it comes to fruition and you can go in and deal some extra right-click damage and be a beast. You also have the Geo Grip that can pull allies again.
Yeah.
Which is
Broken.
pretty
conceptually.
broken. Yeah, it's a broken concept, but it has been nerfed over time in terms of, you know, the speed and the range and all that. But
Sure.
it can always be a broken bailout spell. If we look at this game, it is something that could bail out the Ursa. If you get caught in some silences or a Centaur Stomp, you just pull him out of there and then he gets an ult off. Could come into play here for Spirit. So that part's pretty interesting. I think this draft from XG is a bit more well-rounded than the last draft. They have more straightforward, lockdown, single target burst, physical magical mix, especially with Tusk in there. Put this Drinking Buddies on the gyro. It's a classic combo. You have Stampede to position people, maybe kite the Ursa a little bit. Heroes that can build some dispels as we go later. So I think they have a better chance at making this a more normal game than that first one, which was really chaotic at one point. Maybe it just got too chaotic for them.
Nice spear. Ame could have done a decent amount of damage there, but a good reaction. Collapse.
He's playing a nerf gyro. Lost some ult damage, lost some of that afterburner, so...
But he gets the buff back, quite literally, thanks to Tusk, the Drinking Buddies.
For sure. And that Gyro Earth Spirit matchup, you try and roll in on this guy, and sometimes he can just drop all his spells and just kill you. And he is a fast Dispel buyer. He buys a lot of, at least he has a lot of Dispels available to him. So I'm not too worried about Ame in this game against the Warlock Earth Spirit combo. Plus Willow.
X-Nova going to take a lot of damage. Spear
he's
thrust
dead.
through the second round of Brambles for
Classic.
extra damage. Very nice.
Classic little combo there. Oh, nothing to
Dire's
say with the courier snipe mid. You do not see that often, but he got it and doing quite well for himself. 17-5, leading the lane.
And beating out the Earth Spirit despite his bonus damage that he's gotten.
Okay, doing some DPS here though.
Dire's structures
Doing a lot.
are fortified.
This is quite a lot, man. He's hitting for 80. Pretty solid.
Yeah, it puts them, so this change put them, Yatoro, meaning for the kill on FY, he will get it. And he will turn around and fight XXS through the double edge. He doesn't care. Okay, maybe he does care. He's about to care, maybe he doesn't care.
He's dead, I think.
Jumps after him and gets the kill. It doesn't matter if he dies. He got 2 kills for that, and Panto's gonna kill himself before the TP's in as well, so they will miss all of that experience.
Well played by Spirit. Safe lane. Getting some extra gold for this Ursa early. The lane will stay outside of XG's tower up there, though, so not all is lost. They have very good lane control. No small camp stacked. Not the best lane equilibrium for the Warlock early, but you get some extra kills for that Grimoire. Already up to 4 charges. That's
Oh, rolls through the Remnant. Can't stop him that way.
and Dark Willow took the bottom one, so no water rune for NTS.
That's gonna hurt.
Especially when you were winning this lane. Might just have to go to base here. I do not think you want to give up a freebie to Laurel.
You can definitely see the game plan. I mean, even at the start, when you had X-Nova used Shadow Word on Void Spirit, clearly Laurel feels like the way he wants to win this matchup is getting the kill in the Void Spirit or kicking him out of lane at least.
You know what the Centaur set is without the helmet? It's that guy who like works at Disneyland or whatever in one of the outfits. And then he takes the head off for like a smoke break.
Yeah, he's got that like Ben Affleck super depressed
exactly. He's
look.
like, God, I hate these goddamn kids. Ah. Lane lead for XG. Not doing too bad here. The NTS Void Spirit doing pretty well mid. This Centaur is leading the net worth, oddly enough, with the lane control top and the Gyro is free farming bottom. So triple lane win technically right now on the board for XG in terms of that net worth. If they can keep it up, and did they get the bottom ones? No, went to the Willow, right? Yeah, a little unfortunate there, but
See the plan here. They've already done so much damage. Now they've left a lane ward for better flat cannon options. Sees the opportunity to go for the kills.
oh,
And
nice
there
start.
it is, collapse. He thought he was behind the trees, but because the lane ward takes a number of flat cannon shots, that almost gets him killed.
Really tough lane for him to enter right now, and they're going to try and abuse the large camp pull as well. Deny some more XP. Get that 6-minute Lotus would be huge. They might get it on both side lanes here. The lane control's been really solid in these side lanes from XG, abusing the pulls really well. Oh, there's Magnetize.
Magnetize, and he still got the regen. FY didn't pick it up.
Radiant's
No stun,
middle
though.
tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Well, that's a kind of a sad end to a very powerful spell.
Yeah,
At least
I mean-
regen boost him back up.
It might be worth getting the regen rune that way, you know? See how he uses it. He's gonna push this lane in right away. And make a roll for the 7-minute. So nothing to say. He's going to be forced into this position where he has to deal with the wave that's pushing in, and then either run to
Oh,
the
he's just
Wisdom
running.
Shrine or TP.
Can't give this up, especially to an Earth Spirit without Magnetize. The downside of using it there.
Yeah. I just don't really see this
Dire
move being... Okay, well, he's going to roll in the Centaur and kick him into the Ursa, but Ursa, he just gets a 2-man stomp. Nothing to say. Immediately jumps out of that one.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Did Laurel just sack his safe lane to try and get the Wisdom Shrine? He can't even get it because the 2 supports are sitting there. That was bizarre.
I don't think Yatoro liked that play.
No, I don't think he liked it at all. I mean, it was just like so telegraphed. Xtreme
Yeah,
had...
that was never gonna work.
They had 30 seconds to plan that out.
If you have the ult, maybe you can brute force that, 'cause that's such a strong ult against people TPing in and grouping up early, but just like, yo, Yatoro, you kill him, bro.
Catch. Like, Ame TP'd in, but that fight was already over.
Well, Agent Laurel strikes early here. setting up that Centaur for a beautiful two-man stun. And XG are really happy with how this laning phase turned out. Getting levels and farm on everybody across the board.
They're stacked.
Looking for the 8-minute power rune. You do have to be a little wary of this magnetized back off cooldown. But Arcane Rune top, straight into NDS's bottle, and might even get a kill on top of it.
Will indeed.
That is a juicy one. Extra earn charges, experience for FY. I mean, XG looks solid in this series. I mean, yeah, they lost game 1, but that was a really chaotic game on a new patch. I still think they've looked better in terms of the team play and stuff than we saw in some of their early series in this event. Maybe stepping up. Maybe they've listened to the Xiao
Dire's middle
speeches.
tower is under
Void
attack.
Spirit pushes in mid lane. There is something missing here. And the smoke play does not continue to bottom lane. They're going to go and hit the Void Spirit instead, kick him through the brambles. Decent amount of damage. Got the Stampede, I guess, out of him.
You don't have threat with only 2 points in Boulder. You don't have the low cooldown to chase people down. You don't have silence up.
Radiant are
You don't really have great threat with this Earth Spirit on the Void. If anything, you'd want to kind of be threatening the side lanes and just rolling on Ame, ulting him. That's, I think, the best play Earth Spirit can make from mid in most early games is killing enemy carry. He is TPing down there now.
Instant snowball pickup. And with the calling, making it really awkward, can't immediately get the spear on out, locking him inside of this calling play. Spear attempted, got silence again, now hits the spear, now hits it beautifully. Running down, Ame does fall. Laurel looking for more with the magnetize. He's gonna re-up it on FY. Deadshot where you can, do what damage, but Laurel takes over this bottom lane. So they called off on the smoke play. I wonder if like Collapse just wasn't level 6 yet or something. But then they come back to the bottom lane through a TP play.
Exact spot where you want to fight. There's no way XG can take a fight against the early Golem from all the Grimoire stacks that got popped, plus Arena, plus Magnetize, and Brambles on top bonds. You just don't have the items for the Dispels. You don't have the tank ability yet.
Dire's middle
Actually, we'll look for a trade with all these cooldowns now, but they're losing an Ancient stack behind that tier 1. That was a big fight for Spirit to get.
Ame putting the pressure on mid. The power rune they got, kind of whatever, an illusion rune. May help, I guess. Brambles,
Dire's
silence.
I like this play. The fact he just goes mid after this fight, says, hey, you don't have ultimates. I'm going to get something out of this period.
And take a more valuable tower off the map than the
100%.
safe lane tower.
Pretty cool idea. Works out here. No last hit, but hey, can't get them all. You're also racing against Earth Spirit's early items. I think every time this hero's in mid gets a early fighting item, depends on the patch, but it can be the Vessel. In this case, it'll be the Blade Mail. Whatever that, first 2k item is when he just hits an incredibly strong power point. And it's not going to be easy to deal with because nobody wants to put the damage into him if he goes in with the Blade Mail ult here.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, I feel like him and Void Spirit have like very different timings in that regard. Maybe they're both pretty strong in like 15, 20 minutes, but I feel like Void Spirit kind of reaches the valley where Earth Spirit just kind of continues to get strong in the mid game, but falls off late game.
Earth Spirit can definitely fall off against the Dispels and the BKBs, but his ultra late game is still stupid. We're talking 5 or 6 slotted Earth Spirit. Very scary hero.
Perma roll.
Spirit, they get fights back. This Mars is incredibly big. He got to take this tier 1 bottom, then he farmed up that Ancient stack with some help from the Bonds. So Collapse will have his choice of a fast fighting item here, whether he wants first item Yules or first item Blink. Kind of opt for whatever initiation route he goes. Sometimes that first item Yules is tempting against these Spirit heroes. But with this lineup, you want the Blink because you have so much follow-up. You have the Terrorize, you have the Bonds, you have the Magnetize that can go, and just starting the fight is going to be enough to win the fight. At the same time, XG, Vessel done on NTS. So I would not be surprised to see him smoke this Void Spirit somewhere and try and get some action going for him with this really strong Vessel. What is happening?
Wait, you never played Ring Around the Rosie before?
Like, that one was just weird though. Why not just snowball and punch him or something? There's a smoke coming down bottom. They really want the Mars here would slow down, collapse his timing. They should read this is happening. I mean, this has been a long time without the Void Spirit showing mid.
It's gonna break, but they go for Panto. They finally just accept the kill that's in front of them, miss out on what they truly wanted. Blink Dagger is done for the Mars.
At least Gyro gets the kill into a little bit of a stack there, so Ame keeps his farm rate up as this Ursa still just sitting top. Downside of the smokes and the plays for XG going bottom is you are not kicking Yatoro out of lane, and he has had a complete free time up here. Battle Fury was finished about a minute ago. This Ursa is snowballing, whereas XXS is just pulling waves.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nobody has touched this bear, and I don't think anyone's going to touch this bear for a long time. There's a quick smoke from the supports on the side of Spirit. I want to use the ults, particularly around this tier 1 mid. If you can bring the Mars into the play, the blink is done. They're going to smoke up collapse. If you can jump anybody here, you take it.
Invis grabbed away by Nothing to Say, but it was a bait. They were smoking behind Laurel this entire play. Good catch, and as you said, to that mid tower area, or maybe into the triangle.
Oh. What is going on here, man? This is...
collapse.
These
They
are...
do have the golem. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't just immediately arena. He blinks in. Centaur, not really the target you want to go for. And the stack gets cleared out on the second round of Flat Cannon. XXS will stampede away. Most of the stack has already been taken. Now they're going to arena finally for the Centaur, and they'll take that kill. But Xtreme can take this. Terrorize goes out, hits the Void Spirit. That's very nice. Ice Shard unveils to block in Yatoro. Snowballing after him. Enrage on cooldown. Flat Cannon shots. Raining in. Trying to finish off Ame. Ame not going to go down quickly. Okay, does get bursted down there through the spear. A lot of damage though. Team Spirit all very low. Not low enough though. Nobody on Xtreme can finish off a hero. Team Spirit will wipe Xtreme, all being below half health.
Radiant's courier
And the damage split across the board. Everybody from this Spirit lineup contributes when you clump up as 5.
They did 300 more damage, 303 more damage than Spirit, and got 0 kills.
The tank ability of the Mars Earth Spirit on that front line. They can just soak so much, especially with the Blade Mail done on Laurel. You lost your Centaur early here if you're XG. You're kind of split between, okay, I want to finish up this stack, and you commit a lot of your flak onto that, which is great. If you just back out here, you can consider it a minor victory as XG because you got the stack, but now you re-engage, and there's still gold. There's still bonds, and the bonds lands on everybody. That's that team fight over.
That is crazy. They win that fight with no Enrage, no Golem, no Magnetize. Terrorize already used. Yeah, Bedlam, but no Terrorize. Back in real time. Mars knocked up in the air. Will he survive? A stun on Nothing to Say. Okay. That finally takes down. Fatal Bond's doing some serious work, though, between Ame and Nothing to Say. They're tied to each other, and they're both going to die. No, they're not. Nothing to Say does manage to get out. He kills Rue and makes a run for it, but he was on, like, less than 50 HP, I feel.
But Ame shows up, amp damage, he's the big boss, kills himself on the Blade Mail. 1,000 damage almost reflected from that Earth Spirit. These early fights are not working out for the Gyro without some sort of defensive item. Not the guy you wanted to go in and hit there.
He's doing the most damage. He's also doing the most damage to himself.
A lot of early game gold to Spirit on these fighting heroes while the Ursa is just cleaning up stacks, camps, and now potentially Roche on. Is this a Roche you can afford to give away? The way this game is going, it doesn't feel like it. But how do you contest? You don't really have jump. You have a pipe Centaur, but that's about it. They concede it. There's so much extra farm on these Spirit supports.
Radiant are scanning.
Full Solar Crest done on this Warlock. Almost Yules on the Rue and Dark Willow. You have the Atos on FY trying to set something up here. And they'll grab him.
Terrorize attempted, but
is under attack.
Ame too quick.
Radiant's top tower is
Drives
under attack.
right on past that detour.
Still cost him half his HP.
Dire are scanning.
I wonder how much Spirit will want to push their advantage right now with this Aegis. Kind of comes down to if Yatoro wants to get involved in fights or not. He's going to go the Basher first. That generally signals he wants to fight. Can absolutely just get in here, jump the gyro, and chunk him down. With so much AoE control behind him, if you try and clump against one of the frontliners from Spirit going in, you're going to have a bad time as XG. So you need to play disciplined in these fights, really abuse Stampede as much as possible, and try and start things on your own. If the Void Spirit can lead off the engagement, you're going to be a lot happier, especially if he's finding one of the supports. Got to break this Wombo teamfight combo from Spirit. There's two ways to do that in this game. One is find supports, the other is just get super rich that you can charge in with BKBs and Dispels anyway.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
XXS is pretty farmed. Blade Mail Pipe, and he's going to be working towards a Blink Dagger. I assume an Ags after that is necessary for this Ursa Gyro matchup. They go for the goal. Oh, he got pulled away from the spear. What a play from Xnova, but does that help? They're both going to die now. Nothing to say. He's going to jump into low HP heroes. They're going to finish off at least Laurel. And the second life comes in from the Ursa. Golem going to be dropped. There's the Fatal Bonds. Yules to try and dispel that, to simulate, to try and get away. Jumps back in, goes for the kill on Daru. He's got to step up in a second. And he just gets God's Rebuke down. Another fight that is very one-sided, favoring Team Spirit.
He just did a lot there. It's just so hard to take the fight after the jump gets committed. Like, you can snowball save for a little bit, but it's not going to matter in the long run. And that's why you're not getting out of this one. They'll feed the full team wipe to them. This game is going to come down to who initiates on who.
Radiant's top tower
Unless you have BKBs, you can run it off. But we're too early in the game for that. I will say these brambles have been really annoying for Xtreme here. Rue has been spot on with them.
It's ruining Nothing to Say's game. It's making the Stampede less effective. And coupled with Collapse, who has many times hit Spear into Brambles.
There's some more brambles. Ursa claims a shard for his support.
And buys a shard for himself. So we're going to see that faster burst damage for the Ursa. Now that he gets that first shock. 3 Fury swipes when he Earth shocks in.
A lot of damage. Very concerned here if you're XG in terms of how do you keep your gyro alive in these fights.
My thanks will come later, when you least expect it.
Look at the damage.
Yeah. But you can't stand up to that. Way too much to handle.
It's so much burst. That is a 2400 HP Centaur. He just got melted under his tier 2.
Still, though, works out for Xtreme. They get the trade-off, killing the Ursa, who had a killing spree. 1,150 gold for that kill.
Definitely the bigger kill. For them. Definitely the bigger kill. Once he has BKB, that'll be a lot more difficult. But at least you snag Yatoro once here.
And give Ame a chance to catch up to him.
Exactly.
Wise.
He could farm a lot during this Ursa death. Try and push towards his own BKB here. There's amp damage in the river.
My favorite.
Well, Amps will grab it. They have everything up if they want to smoke and fight here. Maybe a little awkward on the objective timings. Nothing to really grab off a teamfight victory here other than you just find the gyro. So there could be a smoke play just straight into XG's triangle because the biggest objective right now is Ame on the map.
But Ame clears it out too quickly. Team Spirit.
They might find him here. They go straight down the side of the map towards these two camps.
I mean, they're going to get cleared out. Oh, and Xnova's going to be sitting in front. He's making sure Ame does not get smoke ganked here. Very nicely done. Spearback doesn't actually land. Little awkward here. Xnova still gets hit by the Bramble. Drinking Buddies pulls him out of there. And now XXS wants to at least get one kill out of this play. Stampede pulls back in the Warlock. And Team Spirit just full retreat from them.
No Ursa in that play, so you're not looking to take a full team fight. You were just looking for the gyro pickoff. Great read on the map from Xnova. Blocks this play, gets spells off, make sure they find some sort of collateral. And
the big team fighter is dead. I mean, I feel like a Warlock is perhaps the biggest hero to take off the map if you want to keep a team fight going.
Can definitely look for Slain here. Another great support find. Should find Rue.
Rue, dead-shotted.
The second you break that wombo combo from Spirit with one or two of these support deaths, you can really look for opportunities in this game. Yeah, you're down gold, but a lot of the Spirit gold is dependent on having everybody together to punch at the same time in the same team fight. They're not that strong separated out on the map.
Sure.
And that should be the BKB for Ame. He is flying it out now, so huge item for him in this game. You will need to get value out of it around these Roshan spawns, Tormentors, whatever it is, forcing the issue with the Gyro's timings here. You can ignore a lot of Spirit's control and damage, the Blade Mails, the Magnetize, all of the Mars damage, get rid of the bonds. But this Ursa will always be the problem. No matter how many Dispels you build in this game, the Ursa can track you down and just beat you into the ground. So the sooner you can get this gyro rolling, the happier you're going to be if you're XG. The more kiting you can build, the happier you're going to be. Force Staffs, Yules, whatever it is, are going to be premium value this game.
I thought that's why the Axe was going to be big for the Centaur. Right?
Also big, yeah, I think.
But he wants BKB first, which is kind of fair enough.
He has to scale himself. I don't think just putting the gyro in a cart, if the gyro isn't capable of dealing damage to carry the game anyway, matters. You have a Yules on the Void Spirit and you are getting a Force Staff up on the Morta. That should be enough to bail the gyro out in the early game, assuming you save it for him. You can always get an E-Blade on this Void Spirit later too. Of course, BKB Ursa kind of just goes through a lot of this, but and that's something you're going to have to deal with no matter what. Maybe you can land a clutch snowball punch shard, something like this. Oh, you got the gauntlet too. Oh, gunpowder gauntlet, man.
See what Ame gets out of his, because he's still rocking the Dormant Curios, so.
You get the lifesteal, which is nice, but you have to look for something here soon. The fight is coming. That Roche spawn. Guaranteed in 20 seconds. It's not really a Roche you want to give to Yatoro here. Very difficult to fight Spirit around the pit. That's the problem. So much AoE, so much control. If they position well, they just put this Shiva's Earth Spirit on the front line. It almost doesn't matter if Laurel gets anything off. If you just all in this Earth Spirit and kill him. I think it's going to take so long that the supports will win the fight for Spirit in the end.
And there he gets an upgraded serrated Shiv on Ame.
It's not bad. Took the armor damage as well. Now they're just going to concede the Roche. Not a Roche you want to give up. An even more difficult one to contest. Third Roche will, if it goes to third Roche, will have to be contested by XG. I think that is when you cannot afford to give up in this game. The first two are kind of acceptable here against the Urso, given the game state.
I wonder how much better that... like, Ursa's always great at taking Roshan, but that shard...
Definitely fast.
It's got to make it significantly faster.
Oh, yeah. XG grouping up. They're going to take the head-on fight. This is very bold, particularly if you cannot find the initiation. I think if you do not find the initiation, you should bail on this play. If you get a clutch ward, you see supports or something, you can send the Void Spirit in with the newly finished Ags pulses, giving you some extra control and burstability on that back line. You have an avenue to win it. Running into that guy will not win you that fight.
Yeah. Crimson Guard done for the Mars as well. I mean,
that's huge.
It's already hard enough fighting into the Aegis, but Crimson Guard just debilitates a lot of this early damage to the Gyrocopter.
Gotta just try and hold this Wisdom Shrine spawn. This could be something Spirit get baited into.
They're gonna break! Blink for Blink! No clear initiation. XXS is going to be the target of Yotor, and he quickly goes down. Collapsing while with an activated BKB, gets out the arena and is locked down X-Nova and kept Ame out of the fight. Ame, BKB, and just runs away. Not much he can do from here. The support's trying to bail out their carry. Team Spirit are cleaning them up all the way along the way here.
Ursa just kills the Centaur too fast to frontline.
Yeah.
That just came down to blinks. Both teams were equally as fast, but ultimately that favors Spirit because XG need the jump. Whereas Yatoro is just gonna hit whoever he goddamn decides is gonna die first in the fight, and they're probably gonna die. Full Abyssal on the way now. Who's gonna stop this Ursa, man? Getting concerning here.
I dare say it's possibly nobody.
Oh, that silence! That was so fast. Oh, damn.
Oh, missed the spear back. That would have been sweet. Ursa probably could have committed to that one if the Centaur was a little bit farther out there, but got the Abyssal Blade hit and quick kill. It's FY win scouting for something. I just do not believe that Xtreme can win this fight.
I don't think it's the Aegis. Feels impossible. Should just be splitting the map.
Yeah, like if they had just completed Daedalus, I could kind of understand it. You know, fresh item timing. Maybe you could do something, but
trying to get a ward behind the fight. I mean, again, if you can jump supports, in theory, you can kind of win any exchange, but into Aegis, it just still seems difficult.
Yeah, you kill the Warlock and the Dark Will at the start. You Stampede Kite around the Ursa. Maybe. X-Nova, that there is a dead end.
The lead is growing significantly right now. XG just not able to find the same amount of farm on the map. Losing space, and Centaur's also just been demolished in these fights. A 0-6 game for XXS.
Yeah, almost feels like he needs a Ghost Scepter.
Needs a second Centaur inside this suit. He's looking like a courier this game, I'll tell you that much.
Kinda is.
I don't know what his hero damage is, but it's got to be pretty damn low. It might be the lowest in this game.
And
that's
not
actually,
quite.
That's way higher than I thought. I don't know where that damage comes from. That's a fake number right there if I've ever seen it. 10K, maybe 10K to neutrals.
They will take out the Aegis.
Okay.
Navigate through the brambles.
That's a good pickoff.
And
decent Hopium.
Yeah, get out without Team Spirit. Catch.
That's one of those kills that Yatoro probably gives up a little casually because, you know, the Aegis is running out or whatever. He knows he can't die twice.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives you fake Hopium here if you're XG. Like, you guys, we just jump and kill the Ursa.
Yeah.
It's easy.
That easy.
Which is kind of true if you can somehow do it every fight.
Yeah, if you can somehow blink stun the Ursa, he doesn't get off in rage.
And no spells come out.
No terrorize spells or anything like that. No golem drop. Somehow the two frontliners, very mobile, tanky heroes in Laurel and Collapse, Mars and Earth Spirit, don't make the initiation first. Easy.
Until you have Satanic on Gyro, that's another concern, is even if you kill the Ursa, are you winning that fight with how much it takes to kill him? Or can the other two cores plus a Bonds or Terrorize just win the fight anyway? I think until you have that Gyro Satanic, the long fight looks challenging as well. That's why these Gyro timings were so important in this game. It's a lineup built around him. And Yatoro is just a little bit faster. Satanic done for the Ursa. Interesting item choice for him. trying to up the survivability without the old shard, maybe?
Yeah.
You also build the damage faster, so in theory, Satanic's better. Because you're hitting harder sooner if you need it quickly in the fight.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Like, I could see a situation where you just leap on someone, the stacks get built, you pop Satanic, you can heal up a decent amount just off of building the stacks so fast, whereas you might not have been able to do that before. Interesting idea on the new patch here.
Is under attack.
Of course, the Dispel, also great, as always.
AC for Centaur.
That's big.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if it saves you from the Ursa.
Yeah, the problem is that like Ursa's always been able to cut through armor, and now he cuts through it even faster, so...
But if you live and you get Stampede off, you can kind of reset that fight. It also does help the Gyro's damage, which, again, you want to just make Ame as strong as possible here. So you're itemizing to boost your Gyro up, give him that drinking buddies in the fight, and let it go to work. That's how you're going to win a fight.
He's almost as Satanic.
Yeah, that's a huge item for him. That gives you a shot in these team fights if you are XG.
They have funneled every bit of net worth to him. XXS and Nothing to Say are taking hardly anything off the map right now. In the limited map control that they have.
It's going to come down to that jump. If you can find that opening going into that third Roche. At least Ame will have his timing going into that. It's pretty good news for XG here. If he did not have Satanic going into this next Roche period, I would say their chances are probably half. The level 20 also huge for him with the extra flat cannon attacks, so it's kind of getting online. First matchup always tough, but you'll have your Gyro Copper to try and carry you. As the items fly in, XG ready to make a move, ready to fight. Do they have wards to plant? They have one obs on X Nova. No vision on the map except that ward bottom, which is useless here. And they're going back to the Wisdom Shrine. This has not worked out for them in the past, but you do have a high ground here now.
Laurel creeping up from behind. Collapse goes right in the middle of all these heroes. He gets punched up. Yotaro goes for the kill on X Nova. Managed to get off the snowball. Kiting a little bit, but Yotaro, he's just sticking on to Ame, and Ame's trying to make a run for it through the Stampede. He actually runs back into Laurel. Now finally the arena goes out. Managed to get the spear on to Nothing to Say. Yule's right as the Golem gets dropped on him. And he does not manage to make it out. Fatal Bonds tearing this team fight up. They are taking so much damage from the Warlock.
Okay, that kind of looked okay for XG, the way it gets split. You wear through the Ursa's VKB, but the second half of that fight just not even close. So much in the tank for Team Spirit with this lineup.
Damn, Magnetize and the Ursa just going to work. It was like they made the jump, and it was, for some reason, it was kind of awkward. I wonder why he didn't immediately arena.
Because it's just a BKB Gyro who can run it off, and he's not going to die fast with that Crimson.
I mean, still, there was like 4 heroes around it.
It was definitely weird. Ultimately, though,
it worked.
Yotaro just chased Ame the whole fight.
Yeah.
Built stacks on him. He had 14 stacks at the end. 4,000 damage done from the Ursa. Okay, well, that's that matchup in a nutshell.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have a Satanic. You could boost yourself up to full HP if you want. Ursa's still gonna like 4-shot you.
Oh, great spear there. Pick
Just
up
another catch. And this is looking real grim for Xtreme. A swift blank for Yotaro with level 25 in 36 minutes.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Tempted all in? Not close enough.
Yeah, Satanic, and he still has a BKB when it comes back down to if he wants. Heals himself back up to full. They still have more spells in the tank. Terrorize ready to go. Tempted Spear back. Nope. Ame pops BKB, turns that damage back around to Collapse. Can he kill Collapse and get away from Yotaro in time? Yotaro, he's threatening the Gyrocopter, and the Gyro forced back to base, but he can't make it. Sent back by Laurel, kicked him straight into the Ursa.
Gets his revenge from that kick in the early game.
Radiant's top
Went Ags, by the way, so he always had the Stone Remnant, or the Enchant Remnant, to bail his cores out. So this lineup even had a late game save built into it.
Yeah.
But even more disgusting. Very solid game from Spirit. Early game a little iffy, but The Ursa free farmed, he got his timings, they got every Roshan, and just forced this Ursa gyro matchup that actually